Hey, fantastic fans. Welcome to the Three Ladies Podcast. I am your host, YoYo. Here we talk about views that really matter. Click the like button, subscribe, and ring that bell. Never miss the life hacks of making your heart's desires happen. Here with me now is my girl, Keisha.
Yes, and we are here to talk about life's roller coaster ride. We bring it with wisdom, honesty, belly laughs, and a hefty dose of truth. Where's my girl, MC?
Oh, yes, I'm right here. Grab your snack and your favorite drink. I know I've got mine. And get comfy, because we're going to rock it each week with adventures of making it happen. Yeah, so hit that bell. Subscribe so you don't miss one juicy minute. So join us here now at the Three Ladies Podcast.
Oh, wow. So it's a new year, and I know like many of our audience have goals and dreams and aspirations for 2024. And I'm just so happy to be with you ladies here.
Oh, me too.
And for the audience and those watching, just want to say exactly who we are and why I started this group. We first started just talking on the phone, a group of friends. Actually, there were, I think, 5 or 6 of us.
Right.
And we dwindled down to 3 of us who will stay committed and hoping that each time we meet that we accomplish a goal. And we named ourselves Team Accountability. And that's what we were, right? And that's what we are.
Definitely.
We definitely check in with one another and make sure that we're staying on target with what we want to accomplish in our goals.
I think the key is why is it important to us?
Oh, I think, or I believe, or I know that, we can't accomplish anything without action. And sometimes you need a support system.
Yeah.
Whether it be family, friends, or people who are like-minded, who are also aspiring to achieve goals. And holding yourself accountable, or having somebody to hold you accountable for is so important.
Yes.
Because every week if you show up and you have the same excuse, then
Listen, I had the same excuse every week by myself.
Right.
And it was only when I started joining with you guys that I started having a mirror for why I couldn't get stuff done.
Right.
Because I kept telling myself the same damn thing every week.
Right.
And it's like, I do that sometimes in our group.
Yes. Yeah.
But at least you get pushed a little.
Right.
Like when I know I have to check in,
Right.
I'm like, oh, Sunday's coming. I
What
said I was going to do this. And you want to keep your word.
Right.
That's
Yes.
what it is.
Yes.
But it's hard to keep it for yourself, right?
Right.
Yes. I think when somebody else is relying on you and holding you accountable, you want to show up with some results.
That's right.
Yeah. You don't want to come in with, oh, the dog ate my homework again.
Right.
Right. Yeah. You want to come in with results.
The dog.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So how do we know each other and who we are? I'm YoYo, and Keisha, I've been friends with since, I don't know, 12, 13
Don't
years
be
old.
telling my age. Okay.
Right,
I just turned 12. So.
Exactly.
Over. I was going to say over 20-something years, but go ahead.
Wow. Yes. A long time. And I'm so glad we maintained the friendship and our kids have grown together.
Right.
And MC.
Yes. We got to know each other because she was so wonderful to come and support me when I was trying something really scary, which was stand-up comedy. She attended my very first performance, and we got to meet each other and just hit it off.
Right.
Because I think it's right. Like-minded people trying to do things that are scary.
Yes.
Right.
I was so scared doing that.
Right.
And it was so wonderful to feel like I'm looking at friendly faces.
Right.
there.
Yes.
You know, so, and we've just kept going.
Yeah. So honestly, she was she was my sister's friend, which I did not know. Right.
Yeah.
And that became, what are you doing with my friend all the time? And I just said that, we hit it off. We have similar goals and aspirations. And long story short, I read this book called Reinvention by Pamela Mitchell. And it's an awesome story. She has it actually on Audible. And she talks about how you go through this change in your career, in your life, and it's okay to reinvent yourself at any age, no matter what stage in your life you're in. And I thought that, you know what, at that point in my life, I wanted to, 1, complete my novel. 2, I saw myself in a different position in life. And I wanted to feed into that. I wanted to actually reinvent myself.
Right.
You know, sometimes you have in your mind what you want to be, and you keep thinking that's so far away or it's unreachable. And that story, her Audible, encouraged me to pursue that. So, and then I called, Keisha and MC. I said, "Hey, I'm thinking about starting a group. Do you want to be a part of it?" And I gave you the details about it, right?
Listen, as minute you said it, I said I'm down with that.
Right.
Because I struggle, even though I have a certain fearlessness about my personality, I'm an introvert naturally. And so it's really scary for me sometimes, even though it doesn't look scary for me. And it is scary because you can get in your head about judgment. You don't, and it's hard to, you know what? I think it's hard for me to see who it is that I truly desire to be and what that is and how does that look like and how does it feel.
Yes.
And for me, that's what is scary. And I think I got inspired by Marie Forleo. And she just put out the book, I think it's like Everything's Figure-outable.
Okay.
Which I really like because I really feel that way, because I was trained as a musician, singer, and I ended up falling into medicine accidentally, and I had to just figure it out.
Right.
Wow.
So, I feel that way, but I'm always inside me so feeling like I'm a fraud.
Really?
Oh, imposter syndrome?
Oh, yes. In everything I do, I feel like I'm faking it.
Well, we need to.
I know.
Sure.
I know. That's why showing up here today, it feels good, but scary.
And that's crazy. When I look at you, I see the total opposite.
Right. Especially somebody who does improv.
Yeah.
I know, like,
I'm just faking.
And that's why I gravitated to you. I was like she got it together. I love her. You was funny. And I'm like, and I gravitate to that.
Well, I'm just faking it, guys.
It's not
well,
real.
what's that thing? Fake it till you make
That's
it.
right. I believe in that.
Yes, yes.
But if you're doing it alone and you don't have people kind of mirroring back to you how we see you, we hear you.
Right.
And hearing yourself say out loud with you guys, sort of as a witness that I'm gonna do this for myself, I think that's bigger than just saying it to myself.
Right. Wow.
Okay.
And that's why I feel so amazing, Keisha, when you told us that you were trying to do that business.
And so that's why it was perfect timing for me. I'm like, because it'll keep me accountable.
Right.
Me and my brother was starting this cargo van business. And I'm like, I need someone to kind of push me and say, so what are you doing now?
Right.
So again, I'm in medicine too, but my brother, he wanted to start this business. And I said, let's do it. And so showing up every week. What did you do, Keisha? Did you get the van? Did you get your licensing? It was perfect timing. So, thank you.
So who really inspired you to
You know what? I started following Gary V and he was like pushing me. It was Gary V and also I was watching Truck and Hustle.
So who's Truck and Hustle?
This is a podcast.
Oh.
They discuss different stories about people that are starting their truck business.
Oh, okay.
So it was just like perfect. And then with this group, I'm like, I could do this. I could do this. So it worked out.
Well, I'm happy that we are still together because, like I said, we were bigger in number. And then we kind of dwindled down. And, life happens to everybody.
Right.
But what we decided to do was our life is going to happen, but we're still going to show up.
And I think we also realized that, and why this has suddenly become important for us to make a podcast, that the power in doing things together is beyond what I can imagine alone. That's what I feel so inspired and motivated and energetic.
Right.
And even if I failed that week, I know I'm going to talk to you guys. And you'll only listen to my failure for a few seconds.
Exactly.
Right.
And then we'll say, what are you going to do next?
Exactly. What are you
Let's get to it. Okay?
Exactly.
What are you going to do next?
It's not going to be a pity party.
Right.
No. You can't live in that. And you have to keep
So that's what worked. It worked out perfect.
It really did. And I think, going into the new year, it's like, well, how can I figure out, what did I accomplish this past year and feel good about it.
Right.
And like, how do you, embrace that it wasn't as successful as I wanted it to be, but I still got some things done.
You learned some lessons. Yeah.
Exactly. Instead of judgment.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I think it's so easy to judge ourselves.
Right.
And it feels, It feels scary to dream big.
If your dreams don't scare you, then you're not dreaming big enough. That's what they say, right?
I think I'm the opposite. I think I dream big, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "I'm going to Oprah. You're going to work tomorrow."
Yes.
Okay.
And I believe that as we sit here and we talk about this, there's people out there watching us in a similar situation who maybe want an accountability group, maybe want someone who's like-minded, or wish they had a support system that they can turn to and be like, you know what, I have this issue and problems. Because sometimes you may turn to family members and they be like, well, I told you to give that up a long time ago.
Yeah.
Well, you guys feel safe. I feel so safe to really share those things that I'm afraid to do, or I feel hesitant. And I think you have to pick safe people.
Right.
Yeah. And that takes time.
Yes.
It takes time.
It does.
Yes. Like I said, we came from more people that wasn't part of the group, and things do happen. But even when I reached out to certain people, said, oh, this is what I'm thinking about putting together, they're like, nah, I think I passed.
Yeah, my friends too.
Right, yeah. So it's a combination of making sure that the people that you are telling your story to are receptive, are like-minded.
That is true.
Because you don't want no one to shatter your dreams.
Yeah, because we got enough negative thoughts in our minds.
Yes,
right.
Absolutely.
And Keisha, I love how you think big.
Always.
I mean, seriously, you say things and I'm like, okay.
But just coming in, so talking about lipstick lines.
I
know.
know.
Oh, we're going to have our lipstick line. I was like, what?
Okay.
I'm like, what lipstick is this?
But
I think that's part of my problem. I kind of jump, and I need somebody to say, Keisha,
let's build the parachute.
Right. Let's talk about this. You're about to jump out the plane again.
Focus is hard.
Right.
What do they call that? The shiny object syndrome.
Oh, my neck breaks all the time. Yeah. I'm always turning around. I said, you made money for doing that?
Right.
Okay.
Right,
how much does this cost? Even coming to this building, I'm looking at like how many doors. I'm like,
right.
How much do they make?
That's what I was thinking. It's true.
Yes, all the time. So I think it's really important with any group that you are part of, especially us, that we have lessons and then we impart it, especially to the viewers out there who are watching. What would be some of your takeaways or views that you would impart?
Let me think about that for a minute.
Okay.
Well, for me, I know if I don't write it in my schedule and also too, like, break it down to what's that smallest thing that I can do and put in my schedule so that I can say at the end of the day, I at least did one small thing for myself as a creator. Because it's so much easier to follow someone else's plan because there's not that barrier of judgment inside your heart. But if you're following your own plan, there's such hesitancy on my part because I'm like, well, or I'm not sure. Instead of just saying yes to whatever idea I want to get done, that I think is, so if I don't write it down and put it in my schedule and reflect and be intentional, it's not going to happen. Because most of the times, even with I do write it down, I still struggle with making sure that I show up at that time.
Yes. So I'm the same way. I believe in writing it down, and I do forgive myself if I write it down and I don't accomplish what I set out to do. But I make it a point to say to myself every time when it doesn't happen, like, what did I do with my time? Is that they have the saying that you have 24 hours in a day. Okay, maybe you'll sleep for 6 to 8 hours. And then you have like 10 to 12 hours. And what are you doing? Am I being productive? And that's something I always ask myself. Am I being productive? while I'm scrolling through Instagram or social media feeds for 2 hours. And don't even get me started on YouTube. You go watch one YouTube video, 4 hours later, you're in the bed, you're like, oh my gosh.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yes. Listen, I can get lost in Instagram on those elephant videos. I'm sorry. I love those videos. There's these little baby elephants. Oh, they're so cute. And they're rescued elephants and they got a little blanket on the top.
Okay, Mary, if you're wasting your time watching elephant videos,
another group. I know. I should be slapped. But I do. I get lost in those Instagram feeds. It's terrible.
I think with me, I start watching like how-to strategies and stuff like that. And then, YouTube will always, that's another thing, they're devils. They will feed you with more stuff. And before you know, okay, I'm going to watch this now. If I tell you my library, I got so much videos to watch in that library. But then it goes back. I check myself all the time. It's like, okay, is this productive? Is this leading me to my end result? Right. And if it's not, then I take it out and I focus on something else that's going to lead me to my end result. So it's always me, a balance of self-checking myself. At the end of the day, when I'm writing in my journal, what did I do? And I see if I spend 4 to 5 hours on YouTube, okay, I'm going to cut it down to 2 hours.
Now you said a key thing. I journal. And you're right. If you don't do something to reflect about the day or how the morning is, I journal religiously. And it is very important to kind of get, I don't know what it is. It's like when you write it down, something else happens.
To me, it sticks.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you ever write stuff down?
I do. I think I'm the opposite. I think I'm not researching enough. I just want to do it.
Okay.
I'm executing because I always say, you need to execute. Do it.
Right.
And then I'm in it and I'm like, oh, what do I do now? So I think I need to go the opposite way. Do a little more research,
but not too much, because there's something called too much research or analysis paralysis, where you just take too much and then you're afraid to start.
Right. So I think I need to, because I need to bring it back. Because that's why people are always like, oh, so now you're doing this and now you're doing that. And I'm like, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I haven't researched what I need to do. So,
well, it's hard to stay, I think, in touch with the small steps and then also feel that wonderful kind of enthusiasm about the big picture of where you want to arrive.
Right.
And it's like, I think that's why I like journaling, because I know I've got this small step to do today, but if I journal about how I see myself arriving in the future, that's what gets my
that's putting the plan together.
That's like, it's my energy, like excitement, instead of my feeling like, oh God, I've got to do.
Right.
I've got to go look at blah, blah, blah. I've got to make a list. I have to make.
So journaling is like a easier way of
holding yourself accountable and keeping track of your time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also too, sometimes staying in, why are you doing things?
Right.
For me, I like to do things that are using my creative expression. I like to do things to serve others.
Right.
And let's face it, who wants to work 9 to 5?
Hey.
You know what I mean? Nobody. I mean, what would be your perfect life?
I want to work from 12 to 2.
I want to work if I feel like it. Like I'm not coming in.
That's it.
Call somebody else.
That's it. Wait a minute. What you going to do at the other time?
Oh, I'll find things to do.
And where we at? On the boat. All right. Let's go to the boat today.
Let's go to the boat. Okay.
Yeah,
well, let's
big thinking already, right?
Yes. So,
well, this was great. And we hope that each of us will hold each other accountable, continue to hold each other accountable.
Always.
And we'll check in next week to see where we are with our goals and what we accomplish.
And so what do we need to think about as our takeaways, do you think, for this day?
I would say one thing, definitely manage your time.
Yes, manage your time. I agree with that.
Do some research. Don't just jump in.
Right.
And for me, I think it's about be realistic.
Okay.
Because if I don't keep it small, I'll get overwhelmed. And then it makes me stop.
Okay.
Yeah. So So we'll see y'all same time next week.
Same place.
Okay, girls. Loving it.
That's
Thank
right.
you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you found some value in this episode.
What actions are you taking next week? Leave it in the comments.
See you next time at the Three Ladies Podcast. And don't forget, like, share, and subscribe.